Hey, hi. How are all of you beautiful people doing on this fine day today? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Cosmic Armor Superman fans are such a pain in the ass. I know so many kids who are literally on my ass when I talk about any type of Superman. Cosmic Armor Superman, Superman Prime, Ultraman, if he's Superman, I don't even know, but like any Superman. Like, look, I'm so sorry that I hurt your feelings over a buff-ass man wearing red underwear who's also still in a blue jumpsuit. I am so sorry for hurting your feelings about a fictional character that you take very, very seriously. I am so sorry you can't grow the fuck up! And again, I am so sorry I like looking at females more than men. I mean, you guys must like looking at men a lot since you like to wank off to Cosmic Armor Superman, so one would deduce me and lead me to that conclusion. I mean, can you really blame me though? All of these 14-year-old kids who take these fictional scaling so seriously are absolute monkeys. Let me tell you something that's very important that you should know in life. Let me tell you something, because I really want you guys to hear this. No one will care about your opinion when it comes to a useless topic no one gives a shit about. Crazy, I know, right? Who would have thought that no one gives a shit about your dumbass opinion? But guys, this has been a very long time coming, and yeah, today we are here to talk about Cosmic Armor. That burp just came out of nowhere. I'll probably just leave it in the editing. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Anyways, like I was saying before, we are going to be talking about Cosmic Armor Superman, his abilities, his scaling, his feats, whatever they may be, his hacks, because you guys should know me by now. If you guys don't know me, you should know this by now. I like talking about hacks. Scalings, I don't give a shit about. I only do it for you guys, because you guys take this so seriously. God, it's so comical. But before we get into why Altair stomps Kaz kind of, mercilessly and kind of one-sided, I want to show you guys this one comment that I find very funny, or just any comment like this. When people comment on either my community poll post or like any verse battle anime video and they try to tell the person who made that video who wins of their opinion, it is the funniest thing in the world. People really out here thinking they know what they're talking about when in reality they really don't. Also, kid, can you stop liking your comment? I have a picture from 16 hours ago, but I know when you commented and I saw you like your own comment in like the first minute. It's kind of sad, bro. But listen, this guy said Grimhild is easy to clear. Ben made cosmology is only at tier low 1C. The Beyonder solos anime verse no diff because he outscales. LMFAO. Altair even lost one ant in the Hypoverse, according to ADE's statement. Sand stomps Fodder tail. I won't spend too much time on this because I do want to get to the main topic at hand, but homie, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, bro, come on. I even have the animes in the description of where Rebecca is from. Fairy Tail? Where do you see Fairy Tail? This is Eden Zero, you dumbass. Bro, again, read the description. You know what? I'm sorry. Reading is probably beyond your capabilities as a human being. Also, this is Lucy and this is Rebecca. Open your fucking eyes, man. Like, listen, my man, do you get a zebra confused with a fucking airplane? Alright, I got a little off track, but that's okay. If you guys enjoy the content you see, like the video, subscribe, and of course turn on the bell so you never miss a video from yours truly. I'm serious, if you like the video right now, you will get a head pat from your waifu. Jelter gave me one. Altair has already been talked about on this channel before, and God knows I am not going over everything again, whether it be her hacks and her scaling, because man, there is so much to cover with Altair. It would be like a literal 40-minute video. Like, I might just make that like a whole entire separate video to explain Altair's power and scaling, because she's just that cool. God, Altair is amazing. Cosmic Armor Superman can be scaled to high 1A? Boundless? Beyond the tiering system? You douchebags can't be serious, right? Like, come on, like, don't get me wrong. I know he's strong. I am not that ignorant. But let's be real. Kaz is overwanked fodder garbage. You thought you knew what true power is? Kaz isn't power. Altair is power. But before we get into what Altair slams Kaz on his neck, we need to actually talk about Kaz first in order for you guys to get a general idea of what Kaz is capable of. And of course, what he can do and where he scales to and all that bullshit. Now, for the first thing we should start off is that Cosmic Armor Superman has all the abilities as the regular Superman. This should be quite obvious, but I just kind of felt like I need to say it anyways, and I'm not going to explain all of Superman's feats because we should all know what they are, hopefully, and I've also made countless videos about Superman already, and I just feel like it's a waste of time to go over all of them. So with that being said, we are going to mainly focus on Cosmic Armor Superman and his feats and his abilities. First thing we need to talk about for real is about how this douchebag is used for a plot device, not to manipulate the plot of the story, but as used as like an actual plot device to advance the story. It's really sad to know that one of the most powerful characters in DC is just used as a plot device to save the multiverse. Like that is what it was. He was literally designed by the monitors to save the multiverse or omniverse or whatever the hell it is. Couldn't be Altair. Altair isn't controlled by anybody, let alone a fucking monitor. For Cosmic Armor Superman to have enough power to defend the multiverse, the monitors comprise Cosmic Armor Superman's powers with memories, symmetry, probability, and possibilities. This basically means that he can counter any threat that is being done to the multiverse. This eventually led him to having the ability to beat Mandrake. I think I talked about this man before. Yeah, I think I have. Really though? Like, bro, DC writers could not have come up with a more stupider name than a Mandrake. Bro, what's the next character they're gonna think of? Womancrad? Also, who cares if he can counter everything when fighting, or I'm sorry, adapting to any threat that's coming his way? Altair has infinite abilities and powers. You're gonna sit on your ass and tell me he can counter every single ability in anime, manga, comics, and light novels? Okay, yeah, alright, we'll see about that. Altair can literally just alter the fate to where Kaz just gets bodied. I know for a fact Cosmic Armor Superman does not have fate manipulation resistance, but he does control the plot to a certain extent, meaning he doesn't actually control the narrative of the plot. He just controls the plot by saying that he's a plot device used to beat any character in that story which he is from. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You most likely believe that he can in fact control the narrative and the plot of the story, which in fact can make it so he can alter fate. No, shut the fuck up. That's just not true. And let me be real with you guys for 1 second. Well, actually, you know what? I'll save it for later. We'll get to why he cannot actually control the plot and the narrative later on, but why he does in fact have minor plot resistance or plot manipulation resistance, whatever you want to call that. Also, hold on 1 second. Do you guys really believe that Altair can't control the plot as well? Do you really think that Altair is bounded by plot? Come on now. You really think that this Muppet can't control Altair's plot? She literally has the ability to not be followed by someone else's plot. Kaz can't control her, but Altair can control Kaz. Now, before we go any further, I am very well aware that Cosmic Armor Superman does in fact have Type 5A causality. Basically, this just means that he is above anything that has to do with cause and effect. Like, cause and effect does not apply to him because he did exist within the monitor sphere, which is again beyond causality and time. Now, why does this matter? Well, let me tell you something spicy. Because there is a huge difference between cause and fate. Let me break it down for you imbeciles very quickly. As nouns, the difference between cause and fate is that cause is the source of or reason for an event or action, that which produces or affects a result. Fate is presumed cause, force, principle, or divine will that predetermines events. As verbs, the difference between cause and fate is that cause is to set off an event or action, while fate is to foreordain or predetermine, to make inevitable. Do you douchebags understand the difference between cause and fate? It's very important that you do. Are you the same type of people who say that exponential is the same thing as infinite? Fucking idiots. But guys, this is huge. Altair can control and manipulate Kaz's fate. Jesus, and that's only the beginning of what she can do. Kaz is such far to Altair. Cosmic Armor Superman has cosmic awareness, as he can feel the narrative progress around him. We're gonna get back to this narrative progress shit later, but we'll just say it's this for now. Wait, that's it? He can somewhat quote-unquote feel the narrative? Yeah, we'll get back to that a little bit later. My girl Altair left the fictional world she was in, transcended to the human world, which is also known as the world of the gods, you know, the world that actually created Altair, and then she from there transcended that world, the world of the gods, to the infinite abyss. Then she even transcended the infinite abyss, and she can control and manipulate everything in that infinite abyss. I don't think you guys really and truly understand how broken Altair is. Don't look at that verse battle wiki garbage. Altair 2, see? Oh my god, you can't be serious! You are trolling! Kaz is aware of being a fictional character and can hear the reader's breathing and feel that the reader grabbing the pages of the comic and eventually reaches forward towards the reader. Now, this is a common misconception that we will get to later, but I'm gonna say it now because a lot of people believe this to be true. Now, if you really do think that he is hearing the breathing of the reader, you're just full of shit. I can't even remember if I already showed this clip or not, but Altair changing fate, but I'll show it again. Altair changed the fate of her own creator Setsuna by taking her referring to a transcendental plane which is above infinite worlds and possibilities that exist beyond the fictional world which Altair is originally from, and the world of the gods. And you can also even say the infinite abyss because Altair is above and can manipulate everything in the infinite abyss. There is so much to explain about the cosmology of Raid Creators that I literally cannot sum it all up in a small amount of time. It's like trying to explain the whole entire DC cosmology in 1 minute. It's not possible. Anyways, Cosmic Armor Superman has reactive evolution. Again, I already mentioned this before, but he can adapt instantly to counter any threat. Yeah, we already know that, but I highly doubt Kaz can adapt to any threat. Do you think he has the capability to adapt to infinite power and unlimited abilities? How is a stupid ass robot going to adapt to infinite abilities? Kaz is a literal droid who is programmed to deal with anything, but his small ass processing mind can't fathom the sheer power and the sheer amount of abilities that Altair has. To no one's surprise, this bot is an abstract existence. He exists as a body of pure thought representing the concepts of protection, preservation, beauty, youth, good, white, and being. Wow, that's so cool. I really wish Altair was an abstract existence too. Oh wait, she is! Altair is an existence of endless stories sustained by an infinite number of creators and their belief. She's just a sketch and a concept art, but she's definitely an abstract existence. Kaz's abilities, hacks, whatever you want to call them, they're beyond weak. They do nothing to stop Altair. For a being that's supposed to be all-powerful, he can't even manipulate fate. Bro, that's so sad. Anything Kaz can do, Altair can just do better. With the 20th movement of the cosmos, Altair can perfectly copy any attack or ability of other creations. It is also even confirmed that Altair can effectively copy concepts, plot, settings, and practically anything. But that's not all. Listen to this. Altair is free from any plot. She can revise stories, manipulate them with the 9th movement of the cosmos, and with this 9th movement of the cosmos, she can delete any plot elements. She can delete any plot elements. She can delete the plot elements that you DC nerds are so proud of. Yeah, that's right. I said it 3 times in a row. Kaz resistant to plot manipulation? You think that this scan of him fighting Mandrak is to prevent him from being erased inside a story that Altair has control over? Yo, you smoking something. Also, take a look at what this word says. It says destroy. Altair doesn't destroy. She completely erases objects and fodder from existence. Wait, what is that? Mandrak is attacking Kaz with the heat of 10 billion suns? Bruh. What? Oh yeah, we're gonna get back to that later. Altair can do anything Kaz can do, but better. It's like this. Altair is the equivalent of the best gaming PC in the world, while Kaz is stuck being a 1997 Windows computer. They both can do the same things to a certain extent, right? But Altair, being the new upgraded model as being the best gaming PC in the world, can do everything the 1997 computer can do, but better. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to sheer hacks, durability, attack potency, whatever you want to call it, Altair slams Kaz negative to no diff. Now let's get to the Kaz scaling real quickly. But while we do this, we also need to debunk some myths that people still believe when they talk about Kaz. Let's start off with some myths that revolve around, again, Cosmic Armor Superman. The very first myth that I want to talk about is that Kaz one-shotting Mandrak. How can you idiots say that blasphemous garbage when during that fight, Mandrak was literally beating the shit out of Kaz? Do I need to show you the 10 billion sun heat scan again? Mandrak even stated 2 different times that Kaz was no match for him and the best option was to just banish him. That's not one-shotting. Now, after the fight ended, Kaz did in fact die and Mandrak was able to survive. This alone proves that Kaz is weaker than death. Ooh! Man, that couldn't be Altair, I'll tell you that right now. Death, being completely erased from existence, none of that stuff is enough to stop Altair. Altair can come back no matter how many times you kill her because of her high godly regeneration ability. Even being completely erased from existence, she will still live on. Now, let's move on to the second myth. This one is by far the stupidest one, and come on, you know me. I gotta talk about all that stupid shit everyone be spouting out of their stupid ass mouths. The second myth is that Kaz lifted limbo. Now let's get something straight here. There is no matter in limbo. Now because of there being no matter in limbo, there can't be any mass in that dimension. Therefore, this feat would be defined as unquantifiable. But let's take a step back real quickly. Let's say that this myth is actually true. Kaz still never held limbo on his finger. At the most, post, he touched it. Now, this isn't really a feat even if he did just touch it, but we can assume that he only did touch it and not hold it. Let me break this down a little bit more so you understand this. The proof that goes behind him not holding it but touching it is proven by the way his left index finger is positioned. Who holds something with the top of their finger? The writers of the story are smart. Like, I can't deny them that. They are smart. So why would they have Kaz holding Limbo on the top of his finger? That doesn't make any sense, thus proving Kaz is not holding Limbo. Now, let's go to another scan very quick. People misinterpret this scan right here and try and use it as evidence that the Book of Limbo contains a multiverse. This is not true, but an incorrect conclusion. The book does contain all of existence, but not literally. The book itself contains a written story. That story is all of existence. In other words, it's just a regular book with a variety of stories written by a guy who you think makes Kaz strong when he actually is not. But let's go one step further to put you monkeys in a checkmated spot where you can't rebunk or debunk what I'm saying. If you think otherwise, then you have to agree that the Book of Limbo contains the Overvoid, the Monitor Sphere, Kaz, etc. and etc. because all these things were written inside that book. My point being to debunk this stupid myth about Kaz is that he never held Limbo on his finger and that the Book of Limbo does not contain the entire multiverse. Literally. Some monitor with a stupid ass name gave Kaz a 4D vision to observe Limbo. With his vision, he was just looking at Limbo as like a projection or something along those lines. There is nothing more to it than that. You idiots are wanking all this shit, and honestly, yo, it's kind of sad. Like, stop, please, you're embarrassing yourself. Now let's take it back to the scan where he was hit by the 10 billion suns. We all know this scan. We've all seen this scan, but you guys had to have known that I would be talking about it. You knew I would be getting on everyone's asses about him getting bodied by an attack that's only equivalent to 10 billion suns. Bro, isn't that shit like galaxy level or something? Whatever. Even the Milky Way has more stars. Jesus, that's so sad. Altair just laughs at this fodder. But yes, I'm not so ignorant to say, oh, well, it says 52 universes right here. Okay then, so you're gonna tell me that Kaz is actually universal when it comes to durability feats? Like, honestly, it doesn't really matter since he's fighting Altair, but whatever makes you happy. Just remember that Kaz is not as strong as you think he is. Alright, let's get on to the third myth. This is the myth where people think Kaz has the power to narrate the story. Remember earlier on in the video, I did say we get to the narrative and the plot manipulation devices of what Kaz's power is, and now I'm going to debunk those theories of why you think he has that ability of plot manipulation and narrative storytelling, which will scale him to God knows wherever you think that scales to. Let's start off with the very first thing. Kaz has the power to narrate a story. This is not true. The voice that is talking is the regular Superman narration. This has happened throughout the whole entire story ever since the beginning, and you guys can even go back and read it and see that I'm not lying. Now, we are back at the Limbo scan once again. Did Kaz really reach out his hand out of the comic book? Or I guess past the comic book? No! Literally, it's just the layout of the panel, and Limbo is in the same white space as Kaz's finger. There's also narration you can clearly see. Now, with that being said, debunking what you just thought to be true of narration or whatever, we can move on. Let's move on to this scan here where people claim that Kaz knows he's in a comic book and how he felt the reader. First, narrations only deduce that he is breaking the fourth wall. This doesn't prove that he knew a reader was reading the comic book. Altair knew that she was in a game and she came from that game world to the world of the gods. The world of the gods being where she was created, just to be very clear on this. So her author, essentially, her author's world. But that's the difference right there. Altair is fully aware that she transcended her own game, her own fictional world to get to the real world, well, again, where the world of the authors is, while Kaz did not. Looking back at the scan, it appears Kaz doesn't even know what's going on, and he isn't even aware of the reader. But not like that really matters in an actual fight anyways. Honestly, this, again, scales to nowhere as it's just a fourth wall break. It's just wank garbage used by Kaz fans, and it's so sad. The third narration where he talks about reaching out and touching something immense implies the Limbo dimension or whatever that might be. I mean, he literally touched it, not held it. Even if we continue down this route, this heavily implies that the reader is beyond the understanding of Kaz. The author of Altair, Setsuna, is literally not beyond the understanding of her. I mean, Altair literally again changed the fate of Setsuna and made her a god. So let's break down this myth since there was a lot to go over. Kaz never reached out his fodder-ass hand out of the comic, and he doesn't have a narrative-based or metafictional powers which can change the plot. He himself is a plot device, but that does not give him access to control and manipulate manipulate the plot by adding in or taking out or erasing anything of that sort. Again, because there was nothing there to prove that he could. Yes, again, he is a plot device, but that is it. That is the extent of his powers. That is it. And yes, he avoided getting destroyed by the plot or whatever, but being destroyed and erased are two completely different things. Looking back at it now, I really thought Kaz was a lot stronger. Now, don't get me wrong, he is strong, right? Even though he's like, what, galaxy level? He is programmed to deal with all threats which he is supposed to defeat by giving him the plot device, like I mentioned before. But again, he never in fact controlled the plot of the story that he was in, as again, he resisted destruction, and that is it. Nothing else can prove otherwise. Now listen, by no means am I saying Kaz is galaxy level, like I just said, despite seeing the scan, but honestly, he is sure low outer, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, whatever, I do not care. It's below Altair when it comes to scaling. Altair literally scales higher than him with her transcending into the infinite abyss and controlling everything in the infinite abyss. Not only does Altair again outscale and of course out hacks, but this fight was just so sad. Like, come on, I wanted more. I expected a lot more from Kaz, but of course I got disappointed like everything else in life. Compared to Altair, Kaz is absolute fodder. This has been a very long video, and I think I've said more than enough on my Altair literally outscales and out hacks and just shits all over Kaz. But you guys, the Kaz fanbase, relax. Kaz is powerful, but he's not that powerful. He's not even close to Altair's level. Like the video and you will get a head pat from your waifu. I have nothing more to say. I hope you guys all have a blessed day, and I will see you guys in the next video. I am out. Peace!